Some slides. Hi, and welcome to the Gamedev Meetup 103. This time we'll have a presentation from Agija Vilsone, and she will tell us about Scrum and User Stories. So please, Agija.
Hello, everybody. Just a moment, I just sharing my screen. Okay, it's all very. Do you see? Yes. Okay. Who I am? A little bit about me. I'm a practitioner in HR area, in HR management.
I think you should turn off the video because you are lagging. Yeah. Okay, she's gone. I hope she'll reconnect. Okay. So we are back, and yeah, Agija, please continue.
Yeah, and please show the first slide. At your side? I don't. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, from which place I could start now?
Okay, you can go.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the logical chain of methodology and tools which prevent the wasting of time, different resources, and decrease the number of vouchers of project and avoid multitasking. Because as a HR specialist,
I'm sorry. Wait a second, because while everyone just sees basically a blank screen right now. Sorry. No. Okay, give me a second.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, so let's just do this, and everybody should see the presentation. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go now.
Okay.
Again from the start, and yes, we're live.
Okay,
let's go.
Okay, just a moment. Yeah, but the first reason why I get acquainted with Agile methodology is that I saw as HR specialist that this vasting of different resources is a significant reason of employee turnover and teams disintegration. And please, next slide. We're starting with the topic. Yes. When are we starting to plan a new product? If you recognize the gap in the product or services offered, or if we could not stratify the demands, then if we are the customer, we seek for similar product or services. But if we are entrepreneur, then we are thinking about possibility and maybe start to develop the new product. The first step, what is necessary to acknowledge is will be my product successful or not? And there is this first question: who will be my customer or customer of my product or user of my product? The second important thing is why the user or customer should choose my product instead of others' products. What are the core benefits of my products for users? And one more important question: how do I ensure the users are customer that I can provide high quality product or service from the first day of cooperation? And this includes the period when the user needs are collected. Please, the next slide. Now we return to the first question: for whom as we will design this product? The user uses the user profile, and this is not only place or where we where we are using this user profile, because in the HR management, when I'm working on recruiting new candidate, I use the user profile too. This is and this come in the Agile tool. what is the picture or ingredients of this user profile? There you see that there are the standard basic profile ingredients: that age, gender, social status, which includes the social status includes workplace, occupation, and are married or divorced, or the answer is the habits and influence. The second sector is habits and influence, which is very important. Then using of technologies, personal traits, goals, and the last is frustration, which have the big role in the next designing of the product. Please, the next slide. So there you see the user profile example, which was taken from the internet. This is really user profile, which describes the personality, the extrovert or introvert person, what privileges the intuition of sensing, the age, and the others. When we know who will be our customer, then we could go toward to the next question. Please turn next slide. Okay. And the next step is product designing. Just a moment, something. Hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. We starting from the top, and the top action in this mapping is clarification of the user's core needs.
Are you there? We might have lost you. Oh, my connection is unstable.
Yeah, we don't hear you.
Sorry, it's for my side, it's for your side.
I think maybe it was me, but you did disconnect. You're back now. You can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. When we go deeper and deeper, we clarify these tasks and these tasks becomes easier and simpler. As long as there is one user task, as long as there are one user goal or demand in the task, the needs which is possible to perform in the one of short time period. Who can precisely cite his need, of course, or future customer? Please click the button. Yes. And there we see that only who could tell us what is necessary is user, which is user stories. What includes the user stories template? There's two, not question, but sentences. As somebody, I want to perform something because there is the goal which I want to receive. Please, next slide. Yes, and from these stories, we build this short, easy, and in the short time performed task. Please, the next. Then we all these tasks put in the map, which is named as user story map. Why this user story map is necessary? There we see all activities by the sequence, and this avoid to lose something in this customary journey from the start to the end or to the accomplishment of the aim. There is this big parts of this journey. Please push the button. But we have put together similar sites, and in this example we see that three parts is putting together, and this is the EPIC pre-purchasing service. Please, the second, the next. Then we go in details of the activities deeper and deeper. Please put the next button. And there we see the tasks, which in the beginning gone from this user stories. Please push the button. Okay. If we have all this, if we collected all these tasks, then we have organize this task by priorities. Please push the button. And one more time. And please push button 4 times. Yes, for all this. Yes, one more time. One more time. Thank you. Yeah. No. Back, please. Yes. Stop. Yeah. If we scale all these tasks by the priorities, we see the levels: must have, should have, could have, and nice to have. Sometimes instead of nice to have, we use not now. If we translate this task by the priorities and by the size of the work, then we please push the next button. Then we see that this is the product backlog, where and the product backlog is an ordered list of everything that is to be needed done in the development process according to the process goals. The product backlog is allowed. The tasks were included and burned down. All these tasks, the product backlog included all these tasks, but these tasks will be taken out and put it in the sprint backlog for burning down. Please push the next button. Okay. And next two. And then we see in this picture three most important Scrum artifacts: the product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. And briefly about all these Scrum artifacts. About product backlogs, as I said, the product backlog is alive, and this is the most important artifact which is necessary for the Scrum team to build and deliver by piece this product to the next or future users. About sprint backlog. The sprint backlog is a list of everything that must be done in a given sprint. And product increment. At the end of every sprint, it is delivering, and each product increment works, and it is valuable for users. And the most important things is, please, the next button. That all this product increment is fully approved by users, and there we see the important part of this user stories. I told about three questions or three sentences, but this is very important that the user are person who give for the development team excellent criteria for product increment. Yes, please next. There is a briefly information related to what I spoke, which benefits give using of Scrum and user stories in product development. If we look on the part of user stories is the way to communicate and summarize the functionality of product by all project members, technical and non-technical project members. Because sometimes, from my experience, I don't understand what IT administrators send me, because we are spoken in the different languages, and then mitigate the risk of the next benefit is mitigate the risk of project failure, a targeted benefit for users, and avoiding of gaps in the user stories mapping. About Scrum. Scrum methodology give in each sprint working and high value product increment, mitigate the risk and project failure too, and there are more relevant metrics for the rating of product due to this, that this metric was given by users. Please push the button. And all this increase return of investment. Yes, please next button. Okay. When I seeking from the nice sentence and right or quit in the Google searches, and I saw this sentence of Jeff Patton, who is the father of story mapping, of user story mappings. And yes, and this is really the sentence which includes all what I say or try to say in this presentation. Yes, the story map is the most efficient way to visualize and prioritize a product backlog. Yes, and I suppose thank you for listening me. So thank you.
Thank you. So you said that going deeper and deeper in one of the first slides.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? How do you go deeper?
Yeah. In the first we see on the bigger goals or needs or vision what the users for what user is looking, and then we clarify it from which sides or parts. Just a moment. Consists from each part consists this big goal or needs. For example, if I sometimes ago I was user and make this user stories for employee self-service system, and one of my stories was that I need to see which employee put in the vacation request. Yeah, and there is my story. I need to see who it was, who I am. I am us. If we go down to this user story list, who I am. I am the end user who want to see all about employees in this self-service system. Why? For calculating of unusable vacation days. And acceptable criteria will be, yes, I see in this time period which have this unusable vacation days. Yes, we go deeper and deeper in the big. The whole goal is that I need to see all about employees, and the task is I need to see unusable vacation days. Yeah. It's from my example, because I don't know the game development world.
Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
So we have a question. Would you suggest to use user stories for product with fast iterations and ever-changing features to support?
Just no, I don't heard your question because something with internet.
Okay, so would you suggest to use user stories for product with fast iterations and ever-changing features to support?
Of course, because yes, it's for my experience too. I work with this big HR systems, and we work with a small task and the high speed iteration. Really, because it avoids mistakes. Because as a product owner, because from the company side, I always see what happened in this short iteration. It's prevent mistakes. It's really, I really suggest it. Yes. It's not only for, yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what product owner is, that's a person who acts as a client who orders something from the development team, and
who collected all demands from the
yes.
customer sides and user sides, prioritize and grooming all the time to include the new demands, to give out the burning tasks. This is a bridge. This is a bridge between development team and between users. And sometimes there are tasks in which place is necessary to be this, who is present this product owner. It's necessary to be that this product owner is in the development company or from the customer side. This is a very interesting question, and in this moment I don't know answer because all the time I act from the customer side, not from the development side. Yeah, this is a very interesting question for me too. Yes, thank you for the question.
And would you suggest for product owner to talk only to the team lead or to the whole team?
But this is from Scrum methodology, because there are not artifacts. Yes, not artifacts, but part of this. There are these daily scrums, which was 15 minutes. There are just a moment.
Grooming, project planning.
Grooming, not grooming, but this retrospective. Excuse me. Retrospective. Yes, and different kind of retrospective, because there we know about sprint retrospective, where it's not necessary to participate the product owner, but the most important in this project retrospective, where as a participant are not only the product owner, Scrum Master, and development team, but maybe some investors, maybe something else. Yes, and yeah. I forgotten the question. Excuse me.
You answered the question. In some meetings, product owner should talk to the whole team.
Yeah, but in one there was meeting, this Scrum daily meeting. There is not necessary the participating of the product owner. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions? Yeah, so I think people probably think that this is less relevant to game development, but I think it's not true. Scrum in game development works very well, and by problems. So if you have a game and there are some features to be implemented, you always have to understand what will it solve, what is the problem for the player, how it will improve the gameplay, because if it doesn't improve the game, then it's not worth working on that certain task. And
as I continue, because I don't agree that this is usable on only on the game development, because I saw that I'm working on it right now, because I saw this Scrum management is very usable on the crisis management, in the not only in the big companies, because this Scrum and Sprint is very nice to solve the small daily business problems. It's my belief, really believe, because I work with this. Why I become this agile follower. Do it to this, really do it to this.
Yeah, I don't say that only for games, but
Okay.
but it's also for games,
Yeah,
because
also. Sorry.
yeah, because people think that games don't solve any problems, but that's not true. It solves some problem, like there are not there aren't, for example, these kinds of games on the store, so you create one, so that's one problem you are solving. And when you create this game, there are lots of problems in the game that has to be solved. So so the user is the player, and I liked your slide about who, what, and how.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's history. Yeah, it's really
yeah.
history. Yes.
And who is the player? What what is missing, or what could improve the game, and how is yeah, the how part of the problem that you are solving. So how it will be solved. For example, people are leaving early in the game, so they play 5 minutes and then they leave. So that's a problem you have to solve. So the next is yeah. So this is the what part. What is the problem, and how you could implement achievements, for example, that or you could implement some features that people unlock only when they play longer than 5 minutes. So there are lots of solutions to to these problems. So yeah, definitely I suggest using Scrum in game development. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, so about score calculation, I also had this question. So we have a question of score calculation. What kind of score calculation do you use for tasks?
Score. What do you mean with score?
Scoring how hard the task is.
Okay, yes, okay. No, of course, there are the T-shirt methodology, yes.
What was T-shirt?
T-shirt. Take correctly.
Okay, I didn't know about. Haven't heard. Can you tell us about it?
Tell it, okay. Because this evaluation of how hard is a task this evaluation is necessary to choose which is understandable for all. For example, we know the size XS, S, for example, no L and others, yes. And if the developer says that this task is size L, then all understood this. There is necessary the time, yes, the longer time if the task will be S. The next methodology, if I sometimes use, is the Scrum Poker. It's very nice. Voting, yes, very interesting, yeah. And it's possible to play in the mirror. Is a voting evaluation. And sometimes I use Trello too, yes. For voting, yeah.
Oh, for voting? How?
Yeah, for voting I using. There are we make cards with this task. Yeah, in Trello, yeah. We make these cards and there is an option, vote. And then calculated by the priority or voting, no. size or how many voids this task keep together, and Trello
But in Trello,
see-
you can
No.
see how others voted, right? How others.
No, I can see. It's
But
possible. Yeah.
oh, you can hide the votes from others, right?
No. Yeah, I can vote by myself and see other votes. It's possible.
Yeah. But in Scrum Poker, there it's everybody reveals their card at the same time.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
but-
different. Yes, this is
Yeah,
different.
this is different.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the methodology is for this is usable. Is usable
Yeah.
Poker and this Trello voting.
Okay, I
yes.
will explain Scrum Poker to everybody. So
Mhm.
you have a task, and then everybody has Scrum cards, which are these Fibonacci numbers, modified Fibonacci numbers.
Yeah.
They are not actually Fibonacci. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and then 13, and then 20, not 21, but 20, and then 40, and so on. And when you have a task, everybody chooses a card with a Fibonacci number. So why Fibonacci is because you cannot rate, is this task hard 6 or 7? So it's too granular. It's probably the same. 6 and 7 is, one feels like 6 and other feels like 7. So this is why there is only 5 and 8 and 13. And everybody takes one card from poker cards. These are special. You can actually buy those cards, and everybody reveals their card at the same time. And if they are different, you have to discuss why they are different and convince others. And then when the discussion ends, you vote again. And again, if they are not the same, you repeat and you repeat until they are the same. So yeah, that's for those of you who haven't done this, I really suggest it. And I suggest not violating the rules. Sometimes it's like all of the guys votes 3 and one votes 13, and then they say like, no, it's 3, and then he changes his vote, and okay, it's 3.
This is a big mistake.
Yes, that's a mistake. And in the end, after a month of hard work on the task, he says like, well, I thought it was 13. I agree to your 3, and in the end it was 13. But if you had a discussion, then probably you would come up with 13, not 3. So yeah, don't violate the rules. Play by the rules, and you'll get closer to the real number. You would probably maybe get to 8, and that would be still closer to the real number.
Yeah, this is Carl's major mistakes or major rules. Yes.
Yeah.
17%. Yes, 17 and 30%. Yes.
Oh, so we have a really interesting question. So one of our live stream watchers, he used Scrum methodology in Game Jam. So Game Jam is a 48-hour game development event, and they used Scrum there in 48 hours. So what would be your suggestions to what to modify to actually make it in 48 hours and not to waste lots of time? So probably only one Scrum meeting, not a Scrum meeting every hour, or I don't know. What would you suggest?
But why every hour? What is the reason for?
If you have one Scrum meeting a day, then that means only one Scrum meeting. So but that's like just having one meeting and discussing the project, and that's it. Probably that doesn't make sense.
I don't see the sense, because if we know that we have only 15 minutes for solving the daily problems, it took us in the border, and we need to solve it. But why? I not understand. I have not experienced for so much. So So
Yeah.
high number of this
This is an interesting question.
Yeah.
I will probably search something and maybe.
Yeah, because the beginning of this question, because I not understand why is necessary so many.
No, that
Really?
wasn't part of the question. That was
Yeah.
my guess.
Okay. Yeah.
So because one Scrum meeting during 48 hours is, then why use Scrum if you have only one meeting?
Yeah.
Probably it should be more often.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Like 1 in 10 hours, or how often would you have Scrum meetings, Scrum stand-ups?
Daily meeting standard. You
Yeah.
are.
But you have only 48 hours, and so that means one after 24 hours, and that's
Of
it.
course.
Because the second,
Yeah.
because the second would be actually presenting what you have done. So you should have more often.
I suppose there is a question about the sprint size. Or,
yeah.
Yes.
How long would be sprint size if you have only 48 hours?
The only one sprint. Yes, I suppose.
Well, then that's what usually people
because
do.
normally the period of the spring is 2 or 3 weeks. Normally, yes. And if we took if we speak about
my suggestion would be probably splitting it in 2 sprints, maybe, or maybe 3, and maybe have a first planning, then do 12-hour sprint, then have another Scrum stand-up.
But his depend from the amount or number of tasks in this sprint, maybe. Yes.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, how to use Scrum in 48 hours. I will search that up, because there are probably people who have done this, so probably there is some.
But maybe there are some psychology aspects, because the people have hard work to 2 or 3 hours only, and then they need some coffee or something else. Yes, I think this is the other reason for this short sprint. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Interesting. Thank you.
Thank you for the interesting presentation, and let's move on to
okay. Thank you. Thank you for question. Thank you for listening. Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. So Yanis, what do we have next? We have
Global Game Jam announcement.
Yeah. So before that, I would like to tell you that we will have a poll run on Twitter and in other platforms, on Facebook too, where you'll be able to vote if you are interested in topics like this, like project management, Scrum, and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We will post these polls and links to them in our social networks. And after that, we have Madara, and Madara will tell us about Global Game Jam. So is Mother here?
Yeah, well, actually, I will tell you, because Mother had some unforeseen circumstances and couldn't make it today, but she did give me some information which to convey to you. So
Yanis, please then tell us about Global Game Jam.
Okay. So I think you won't see the presentation in the Zoom, but everyone in the YouTube should see it. Let me just double check that. Yep. Cool. So let's slideshow this thing. So yeah, Global Game Jam Latvia 2022. So the general information, what's the current status and everything. So the site organizer is Madara Aboliņa. You can reach her in Discord. I will share this presentation in chat also, so you can just copy it and reach out to her. Or if you are already in Global Game Jam, like in Latvian Global Game Jam Discord or in Gamedev Discord, you can like reach out to her there, like ask any questions, offer some help. If you have any like cool ideas for an online jam, because this will be an online jam, we deemed it not really safe to crowd together 100, like somewhere along 100 people in one room now. It's not really a smart thing to do, maybe. So yeah, so we opted to do an online for second year. I hope next year situation changes, and Madara really wants to do an on-site jam. So we'll see, like, let's hope for the best. But this will, like, the online part will be also really awesome. If you participated last time, it will be very similar. In the sense we will choose teams by choosing I guess food emojis like garlic, onion, potato, and those will be your team names. And like the details and everything, you will be able to ask the mother on 15th of December. I will like share the link to the Twitch channel and everything. So yeah, you can actually go to the Global Game Jam site and register now for the Global Game Jam. There's the Discord link. Everything will happen there in the Discord. There will be some fun activities. There will be, I think there will be some interesting things happening. I can't really wait what Madara will actually do, and this is all new to me. This will be the first time, I guess, I can actually participate in a global game jam. I hope I'm a regional organizer, but I have, I guess, less stuff to do than a site organizer. So I hope I will also be able to participate. So, and of course, like the helpers, the current team is me, Jānis Skuja, then there is Eriks. He will be the one that does all the cool activities in Discord. Then Nauris is also helping Madara with like he's a global game jam veteran. He knows everything about it, so that's awesome to have him. And also Dāvis Vitoņš is drawing the posters and stuff. So yeah, and yeah, it will happen in the last weekend of January. So book it. There will be also like a Facebook link if you need a reminder. Join the Discord. Yeah, remember the Global Game Jam Latvia is the last weekend of January. You just don't miss this thing. It's the best thing every year, in my opinion. So the Q&A session. So in the 15th of December, you will be able to join Q&A, ask Madara everything and anything about Global Game Jam. Maybe you have some cool ideas you want to share. Just hop on into the Twitch live stream and just ask her. She will play she will download some games that are still playable from previous years. Play them. So if you want to go down the memory lane a bit, have some nostalgia of years before, then that's an awesome place to just see the past Global Game Jam games. I will definitely join the live chat there and see everything happening. I really can't wait for this Q&A session. So I'd highly suggest for you to join too. There's a Facebook event if you need a reminder. And yeah, there will be a poster reveal during the live stream. If you I have seen the poster. I can tell you it's looking pretty freaking awesome. I can't wait to actually to see the finished product. So I guess it's next week. Yeah, next week there will be a poster reveal. And that's it. the current status of Global Game Jam. I will copy this link and share it to you so you don't have to write stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Yanis. And now the next part is Laura, again, Vilsone, with announcements. Laura, what do you have?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see
loud
you.
and clear.
Okay, so maybe you can put on the presentation I sent you, or should
You
I?
sent me a presentation? Oh my god.
Okay, I will share the screen.
Yeah.
Got it. Just a second. Just a second.
I'm sorry, I might have lost it.
No worries. You've had a lot on your plate. Just a second, and
I see it, yeah.
I will share it.
Okay,
I will share it.
no problem.
Okay.
That's better.
So now you should be able to see the Zoom.
It's still loading.
Can you see it?
Now, yes, we can.
Okay. Gamedev Meetup 103 announcements. So I will just reiterate, Yanis already said, Global Game Jam, you can apply now to the Latvian site. Doesn't matter if you are a veteran of game development or you have never made a game before. If you want to make games, this is the place to go. Apply right now. I have put down a shortened link. So go right now there and apply. And let's see each other in January. The next thing is we're still looking for the leader of work group for Latvian Game Awards 2021. So if this is something that could be of interest to you, if you have always wanted to do a national level event, we are very much welcoming you. Just please contact me, write me, and tell that you're interested. So the next thing, and this is only for the members of Latvian Game Developers Association, on the 5th of January, we have general meeting. Now, this is the only event of all that we have that is mandatory for members of Latvian Game Developers Association to attend. And I would very, very strongly urge you to consider your application to become a board member, especially if you have some sort of motion or an agenda to push forward. And that's it. See you next year. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. For those of you who don't know, Laura is the leader, the chairperson of the association. That's why she is talking so much about the association. And now the final part of the meetup. Everybody can join the Zoom call here. We will probably turn off the camera right now and just have a chat about game development related stuff. So for everybody else who don't want to join us, thanks for tuning in and see you in the Gamedev Meetup 104.
Yeah.
See you and bye. So the link will be where?
In the YouTube chat, it's already there. It's pinned. If you missed it, I will post it again. Yeah, so join the Zoom, let's talk off camera in whatever language. So,
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and see you. Bye.